It was so exciting last year, we're looking forward to it. We were very careful when choosing our airline this year, however. We made a wrong choice last year. We thought we might be in trouble when the voice on the PA system warned us to keep our hands and arms inside the aircraft while it was in motion. And then just before takeoff, the flight attendant offered us coffee, tea, or Valium. And the air sickness bags were printed with the Lord's Prayer. And then the pilot asked if anyone on board had jumper cables. Then we overheard them briefing the pilot before takeoff. They were saying things like, always try to keep the number of landings you make equal to the number of takeoffs you make.
Okay.
And they told him, stay out of the clouds. The silver lining everyone keeps talking about could be another aircraft going in the opposite direction. And if all you can see out the window is ground going round and round, and all you can hear is screaming from the passenger compartment, things are not at all as they should be. And in the ongoing battle, he was told, between objects made of aluminum going hundreds of miles per hour and the ground going 0 miles per hour, the ground has yet to lose. I found, Lori and I, the best seats when we first got on board. 2 nice window seats in a no-smoking area, but no sooner had we settled in and got ourselves all comfy than this man shows up and insists that these are his seats. And he insists that we move. Okay, we may be blonde, but contrary to what some people think, we are not dumb. We told him there was no way we were moving and go away and get your own seat. Okay, ladies, he says, if that's the way you want it, you fly the plane. So, then they showed us the 2 seats at the back of the plane. And now we know why. There are only 2 reasons to sit in the back row of an airplane. Either you have diarrhea, or you're anxious to meet people who do.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay, because there were some really interesting people back there, eh, Lori? Remember that cute little old lady? She used to be afraid to fly. She was always afraid there might be a bomb on board. So before she decided to take this trip, she consulted an actuary man. What are the chances of somebody having a bomb aboard an airplane, she asked. Very small, said the actuary man, about 1 in 10,000. And what would be the chances of 2 people having a bomb on the same aircraft, she asked. Even smaller, he says, something like 1 in a billion, practically 0. So now, she tells us, I'm happy to fly. I always bring a bomb on board with me. How clever is that, eh? So Lori and I aren't scared to fly, are we, Lori? No. Flying isn't dangerous. Crashing is dangerous. It was a long, long time before takeoff, about an hour. Lori says to the flight attendant, how come we haven't taken off yet? The stewardess explained, well, the pilot was worried about a noise he heard coming from one of the engines, and we're just looking for a new pilot now. I guess they must have found one, because the announcements came on and told us to fasten our seatbelts and get ready for takeoff. Then the stewardess gave us a few instructions, like, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened while Captain Kangaroo bounces us to the end of the runway. In the event of a sudden loss of cabin pressure, Oxygen masks will descend from the ceiling. Stop screaming, grab the mask and put it over your face. In the event of an emergency, your seat cushions can be used for flotation. In the case of a water landing, please take them with our compliments. When the light signal comes on, you may unfasten your seatbelts. Feel free to move about as you wish, but please try to stay inside the plane until we reach our destination. It's too bad that poor man and the parrot weren't paying attention, eh, Lori? Yeah, the guy sits down in the seat across the aisle from us, and he's surprised to find that the occupant of the seat next to him is a parrot.
Oh.
The parrot didn't say anything until the stewardess came around with drinks shortly after takeoff. And the man ordered a coffee, but the parrot squawked loudly, "Give me a brandy, you stupid cow." Well, the stewardess was so taken aback by the parrot's outburst that she forgot all about the man's coffee, but she did remember the parrot's brandy. A few minutes later, when the stewardess was passing by again, the gentleman politely reminded her that he still hadn't had his coffee. He had barely finished speaking, then the belligerent parrot squawked, "Give me another brandy, you lazy mare." Well, moments later, the flustered stewardess returned with the parrot's second brandy, but again forgot the man's coffee. You know, I kind of think that Mr. Parrot had bad manners, don't you, Lori? By now, the man was getting a bit frustrated, and so he decided to try the parrot's approach. So, the next time the stewardess tippy-toed past, the man grouched, "Fetch me a coffee, you pathetic bag." Well, the next thing we all knew, the man and the parrot were hurled out of the plane by two big stewards. And as they plunged toward the Atlantic Ocean, we hears the parrot call out to the man, "For someone who can't fly, you're a flippy bugger, aren't you?" I was a bit worried, to tell you the truth, about the man. But Lori said he'd be okay because he took his complimentary floater cushion. But about a half hour later, the airplane got into some turbulent weather stuff. We were bouncing and tossing up and down, back and forth. I grabbed my complimentary cushion. And Lori used the Lord's Prayer bag. To calm us all down, the stewardess brought out the beverage cart. I said I'd like a hot water, and Lori said she'd like a soda. Moving along, the stewardess asked the man ahead of us if he would like a drink. He says, "Yes, give me whatever the pilot is drinking." So, anyways, things went along pretty good for the rest of the way, except for the man who was always complaining. Reminded me of Butch, but...
Oh, yeah. Gotta get in there somewhere.
It couldn't have been Butch because I knew he was at home or else skiing. The stewardess must have been getting kind of used to it because she just listened patiently and sweetly to the man's complaints, same as I do at home. And the grouchy man goes, "You bring me cold coffee. You give me lousy food. I can't see the movie, not that it matters anyway, because you didn't bring me any headphones. And my window doesn't have any shade, so I can't close it and go to sleep." When he had finally finished, she said, "Just suck it up and land the plane."